Hi everyone, Jan here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to do a minimal makeup. So this is a makeup that I do on a daily basis. It actually only takes me 5 minutes to do, but of course it's going to take a lot longer today. And makeup, if you want to have a minimal makeup, the first thing you have to do is take care of your skin. So I've toned, I've moisturized my skin. The better that is, the better your skin is, the less makeup you need. So we're going to start off with, I always start off with my eyes. So I'm going to start off with the eyebrows. Now I use both the eye pencil. This is a Taupe eye pencil. By the way, the makeup that I'm using is all PAVÈZ, and the brushes as well are all from PAVÈZ. So I use a Taupe eyebrow pencil, and I'm going to actually sharpen it a little bit because it needs, it's not tight, it's not enough. So with the Taupe eye pencil, you can pretty well sharpen it to a point. Okay, so I've got it sharp enough now. I'm also going to use an eyebrow powder as well. So let's begin. Now I don't actually, I feather it on. I don't press onto my eyebrow. I just feather it around. And now I'm going to apply my eyebrow powder. So I've got this brush here and I'm using the lightest eyebrow powder, which is a brown. So there you have, I now have eyebrows. Sometimes I just use the eyebrow pencil and sometimes I just use the eyebrow powder. Now, next thing is the eyes. And the reason being for my eyes is I'm a klutz, so I get makeup everywhere. So I don't want to have to redo my face again. So to start with the eyebrows, I'm going to actually start with an eyeliner, and I use the brown. Now, I wouldn't suggest anybody really using sharp black eyeliner. It's too harsh for most women, especially if you get, once you get older. I was never able to wear a black eyeliner. I usually wore a gray, and now I'm wearing a brown because it's really great for blue eyes to wear brown. So the trick is not to try and make a perfect line. I can't do a perfect line anyway. So again, I'm getting minimal product on my brush. I've got another brush like this. I have two of these. I use one for my eyebrow and one for my eyeliner. So to do this, I kind of do a bit of a line. So I draw down and then I come in. So draw and in. And if I want to, I just stipple along the eyelash. I don't draw, I just stipple. And I'm not going to be too concerned about accuracy or being perfect. Now, I found that the best eyeshadow for me is actually a bronzer. But it's an bronzer that I made into an eyeshadow. And it's called Gleaming Bronzedust. And it works really well on my eyes. Sparkling. The equivalent would be, if I wanted a matte look, I would use probably the mauve or the peach, or even the dark sand. Again, minimal product. And I'm just going to stipple on. Now, if you wanted to shine even more, you would put an eye primer on first, but we are going for the minimal look today. The eye primer also helps to make it stand out more, the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to be blending it all together in a moment. Now I'm going to be using my brown eyeliner pencil. And this is exactly the same color as the brown eyeliner powder. And I'm going to use this underneath the eyes a little bit and kind of join up the upper and lower. Now I'm going to use a blending brush. It's this one. Yeah, I'll use this one. And really blend it in. Bring the brown eyeliner along the crease line. What I'm looking for here is more of a smudgy effect. So I'm not looking for the perfect line sharpness or anything like that. I'm looking for a nice smudgy outline of the eyes. Now, if I've spilt anything down, generally speaking, what I do, I just use a damp cotton wool and just wipe out. And this gives a little bit of a sharpness to the line. Now, you could use a highlighter. And if I'm going to use a highlighter, it would be the Champagne. And with this, I'm just going to go underneath, use another brush. This is my blending brush. And I, again, work with two of these, one for the highlighters and one for the dark. And I'm just going to go underneath here. Now you could also go in the inner crease of the eye to open up the eyes. And then something I do a lot of myself is I use my fingers to blend. So literally to diffuse it a little bit, to make it look more natural. I just use my fingers. And now to complete the look, I'm going to use my mascara, and I'm going to use the Cake Mascara. So this is actually a new formula, and I just added a little bit of water to this. It's a Brown Cake Mascara. Now, what I do to have a natural look is I just coat the lower part of the lashes. So the upper lashes, but the right close to the lash line. And when I feel I've got enough product on the lashes, I then use my blending brush again, and I brush upwards. So I bring the mascara out. So I don't know if you can see the difference there. Just going to do the other side now. And then I do the same thing as before. So that is the completed look for the eyes. You can see it's very, very simple, very plain, but it just opens up the eyes, and the brown makes blue eyes pop out. It gives some definition. So now we're going to go to the face, and now we're going to look for any irregularities like redness or brown spots or anything like that. Now, to do this, I work with my concealer brush. I actually don't work with the kabuki brush or the bigger, larger brushes. I always work with my concealer brush for everything. And I don't like to actually have foundation over my whole face, but that's because I don't really need it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, first of all, let me see. I have this new Opulent Silk Cushion Veil, to get the right one here. And this one is, yes, that's the one. Now this one is light number 1. I don't know if you can see that. And what I'm going to do here, I work with the You find the right brush, the lip brush for this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be removing any, if I've got puffiness underneath the eyes, just a little bit here. I'm just going to put a little bit in the dark part of underneath the eyes just to cause an optical illusion. So basically what I'm doing, this has got a little bit, it's very yellow and it's got a natural glow to it. So what it does, it just takes the eye away from the darkness. And we've already spilt everything everywhere, as always. Now you want to use very little product. And what I do here, I just literally start here. And you can see here how it's going white. And I also work just in here. Anywhere where it's dark, I just dab a little bit. Don't know if you can see the difference there. And then with my concealer brush, I'm just going to press it in to the area. So I don't know if you can see the difference between them. Yeah, this is definitely less than this side. You see what I mean? And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I see darkness there. And a little bit. Yeah. Very little product. Again, pressing in. So that is light number 1, and I do have a peachy one, which is light number 2, and it's a veil, so it's not like putting on a foundation. It's very light. Now, again, along the same lines, I'm going to be using not a foundation, but I'm going to be using my, again, Opulent Silk Cushion Veil, the Neutral 3, which seems to work for most warm and cool skin tone types. And this is a nice refillable one. I'm going to put my brush in here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dab it on the center of my nose. So I'm just basically filling in any holes, any open pores, covering up any redness. And I use my finger to blend in. And what you have on your fingers, you've got natural oils. So it helps to set, to get the product into the pores. So what I'm looking for is a blank canvas here, basically. If I needed any more touch up here, I could use my canvas concealer. So I might just use a little bit there, just to have a little bit more coverage. But very small, very little product is going on. That's why I like to use a small brush. You have more control and you don't feel like you've got a mask on afterwards. The skin can breathe and you've got everything covered that you need to cover. Now, if I have any brown spots or liver spots, then what I use is my shading powder. And I also use my shading powder for contouring. So I don't have any brown spots on my face yet, thank God. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the contouring. And what I want to do is to lessen the area that I don't want to see. So for example, around here. So go here a little bit. And underneath the jowl here. This is my first time working really close to the camera, so it's very new for me. I'm trying to figure out how so you can really see the whole makeup in action. I don't have any filters on, just the light as well, just to let you know. The side of the nose is good for contouring. And that's pretty well all I'm going to do. But this is great for covering up brown spots. Again, use my fingers. Now we've got the blank canvas on the face. So now what we need is to put some color back in. Now, as you get older, and I am 64 years old, so the skin starts to lose some of its melanin. So it starts to get a little grayish, or it can start to look a little ashy. So what we want to do is bring the color back, and it makes you have a more youthful look. So how I do this is with my Summer Sun bronzer. And the reason why I love this particular bronzer is because it's got a slightly reddish tone, pinkish tone. So it brightens up any grayness in your face. And to do this, I'm going to use my blush brush. This is the one big brush I use. So again, very little product. It goes on quite strong. So I start off at the temple, close to the hairline, and then I come up. So I sweep it around basically. Then I'm going to add a little touch more. And then sweep it underneath, especially on the neck. It looks like a contour again. And do a little bit, generally using the rest up on the rest of the face, giving it that little bit of color, bringing that skin to life without looking like you're a clown or anything like that. Again, using my fingers. You, of course, can use sponges. You can use your big kabuki brush here and just swirl it all around. I just like to use my fingers. It's just me. Now, if I wanted to have a little bit more color to pop my cheekbones out a little bit more, I could use my, I use my Happy Pink, and also Sheer Pink as well is really good. So with this, it's a very strong color again. Now, what I would suggest you do is use your fingers to apply. So I've just put some, it's just no real powder in here. And all I'm doing is I'm just going to touch up right on the cheekbone. I'm very much hands-on for makeup, just to give a touch, pop of color. Now I have cheekbones. And basically, last but not least, we have the lipstick. And I've got a little trick I use. I have a couple of vertical lines here. So what I do to cover them, there's two ways of doing this. I personally use my nude lipstick, and because it fits perfectly on here. You could also use the shading powder right on the lines underneath the lower lip. So it's outside the lip. I literally just paint it on there. What this does, it makes the lips eventually look fuller, because you're adding like a contouring feature. Then I'm going to get my lip pencil. And then for minimal look, I use my Coral Flare lipstick, which is pinkish tone coral. Other colors I love is Come Here and Baby Pink, depending. I should have probably used the baby pink to go with my pink outfit, but that's okay. And the last thing to make the lips kind of fuller is use a lighter shade on the middle of the lips. And I've got here my nude lip gloss. So now you can see instant fullness of the lower lip. So that is my minimal look makeup. It's not too much on the eyes, very light on the skin, very little product I use. You can always apply more. So it's now 2024. So I want to wish you a happy new year and much success. And if you want to know any particular type of makeup to apply from the PAVÈZ line or Salon Perez, please contact me. And I'll put a list of the products that I used in the comments below. So it's bye for now.